There is no question the Biden White House carries some responsibility for the Hamas terror attack and the brutal atrocities committed against Israelis over the weekend. For the last few days, the White House has been trying to conceal their guilt, aware that after Afghanistan, their culpability for this makes them unelectable in 2024. Today, Tony Blinken arrived in Israel 5 days after his weak-handed foreign policy invited the horrors of babies beheaded and women burned after being raped. For the past 2.5 years, Blinken and Joe Biden have worked to appease all the ruthless evil in the world with capitulation, duped by the big smiles across the table from diplomats who represent terrorists. 1 month ago, Tony Blinken and Joe Biden unfroze $6 billion in Iranian assets. The White House desperately wanted to get back into the Iran nuclear deal. They bragged about unfreezing the money. They were so proud they chose to do it on the anniversary of 9/11. They sold it as some kind of foreign policy success, very popular, of course, in high-minded left-wing D.C. circles. But as usual, the elite political left was duped by the harsh real world that they seemed to never be able to see. As the Iranians were dealing with Biden and company, they were also supporting a Hamas massacre of Jews on the side. And now, with more than 1,200 killed, now Tony Blinken is running away from his bribe to get the Iran nuclear deal back.
The money that Iran accrued in bank accounts, in this case in South Korea, for the sale of its oil was done pursuant to an arrangement established by the previous administration, the Trump administration. Funds from that account are overseen by the Treasury Department, can only be dispensed for humanitarian goods, food, medicine, medical equipment, and never touch Iranian hands.
So right there you heard again, it is Trump's fault. And to that allegation, Trump's former State Department advisor to Iran, Gabriel Noronha, says Blinken is just flat out lying. The account wasn't even set up under Trump, he says. It was set up by Section 1245 of the fiscal year 2012 National Defense Authorization Act that mandated its creation and set the parameters of its usage. Obama is the one who signed that bill into law and had to follow it. We had to follow it and did so in a way that minimized Iran's revenue. And in case that wasn't enough proof, if unfreezing the $6 billion was not the culprit, why did the Biden White House today work frantically with Qatar to refreeze all those assets in the past 24 hours? Good question, right? I wish I could say this was the only mistake the miserably inept Biden administration has made that led to what we saw on Saturday, but it is not. This week, the House Oversight Committee announced an investigation into the Biden White House, allegations of a secret nuclear negotiation with Iran being handled by Tony Blinken and a catalog of overeducated ideologues with no common sense. These are the people who came up with the brilliant idea to unfreeze $6 billion. One of these incompetents is Robert Malley, evidently part of a pro-Iranian spy ring that has taken over Biden's State Department. Malley was handpicked by Joe Biden, good friend of Tony Blinken, but was quietly removed earlier this year, stripped of his security clearance, and is now under an FBI investigation after thousands of leaked Iranian government emails revealed Malley helped fund, support, and direct an Iranian intelligence network in 2014 designed to influence the United States. If you're curious how dangerous somebody like Malley is inside the State Department, here's a quote from a piece that he wrote years ago as Hamas came into power in Gaza. He said, "Terror groups like Hamas are best dealt with by bringing them into the political mainstream, not by excluding them." So Robert Malley says we need to bring a terror group that beheads babies into the political mainstream. You can see why the evils of the world love having somebody like Biden in the White House and the morons that come with him. It's full of terrorist-appeasing ideologues. All of this is a disaster for the Biden White House. This is a full-blown disaster. And so the intelligence agencies that installed Joe Biden by lying about Hunter's laptop are now spinning a new lie, that Iran was so not involved with the Hamas attack that they were actually surprised to hear the news. And of course, that is everywhere on your news feed today.
New intelligence suggests Iran was just as surprised as everyone else by Hamas's attack on Israel last Sunday. The reporting raises doubt that Tehran had a direct role in approving, planning, or paying for the deadly assault.
The Iranian regime was surprised by the scope of the assault, and the White House says it is yet to link the attack directly back to Iran.
Iran was surprised by the attack, which suggests they weren't informed in advance.
There is no smoking gun, and they see evidence that Iran was actually surprised by this assault.
Oh, they were so happy. They finally got a story that they wanted to report. This is all the result of pure desperation, though. This is the swamp seeing the writing on the wall. Biden humiliated in Afghanistan, and now his State Department is filled with Iranian spies and beta male pushovers who just mindlessly enabled one of the most gruesome terror attacks the world has ever seen. That combination could allow Trump to steamroll Biden in 2024. So now, in a last-ditch attempt to save face, unnamed intel officials, always unnamed, right, told the New York Times, Biden's biggest cheerleaders, that Iran had nothing to do with the Saturday attack. It's always unnamed, isn't it? Especially when it's just a blatant lie. It also flies directly in the face of the Wall Street Journal reporting from earlier in the week, information that they got from senior members of Hamas and Hezbollah, people who really would know what's going on here. Yes, the senior leaders of Hamas say Iran funded and helped to plan last weekend's massacre.